Hello gamers around the world, I'm Sparrowkiss and welcome to Game Breaking News, the show where you get all the important information from the world of gaming. And we had quite an eventful week, I would say, because Gamescom was held in Cologne with a new record on visitor numbers, reaching 350,000 visitors. And yeah, that is why we go ahead right away and start with the game-breaking news for the convention, with the biggest news of them all. Sims 4 is getting the Cats and Dogs expansion, where you get, cats and dogs, and you can put some stupid clothes on them, so yeah, well, it's going to be already available on November 10th. Okay, seriously, screw The Sims. The big surprise right from the start was the announcement of Age of Empires 4. Gazillions of fans, and me included, have been waiting for over a decade for a new title of the series. And now it is official. And this is no remaster or something like that. And by the way, next to the already announced Age of Empires 1 remake, there's also a remaster coming for Age of Empires 2 and 3. But no, we're talking about now Age of Empires 4, and that is a complete new part. The game is developed by Relic Entertainment, and this is actually some good news. Because Relic is known for games like Homeworld, Warhammer 40k and Company of Heroes. But, well, there's also some pretty bad news, because Microsoft Studios announced that those idiots are going to put Age of Empires 4 exclusively available on the Microsoft Store. You know, that cancer of a store that is integrated in every Windows 10? It's pure bullshit. But even that can't even kill my excited for the game, at least completely. And also, sure, we don't really know anything about the game at the moment. We don't even know the time period in history where the game will be played in. From what we can gather from the first trailer here, there might be a wide range of periods actually, but seriously, we don't know shit about the game. But screw it, it's Age of Empires 4! And the news for strategy gamers just kept coming and getting better and better with the announcement of Anno 1800. And damn, the first trailer and screenshots look gorgeous. I mean, look at the details. Damn, that's sexy. So after the journey to the future, we go once again back to the past, and well, some gamers could really get acquainted with the futuristic setting of the games. So basically, the game is going back to the roots, just now a bit more in the future of the past, and the Industrial Revolution right in the middle of it. So there's probably going to wait some pretty exciting mechanics there. Then again, this is an Anno game, so there's not really that much to talk about. This game is probably likely to become a good to great strategy game, as they all pretty much are. And the announcements for strategy nerds just kept coming. City Skylines' next DLC was announced, called Green Cities. Well, guess what you can do in that DLC?
A half ton of newspaper and all we get is 75 cents? That won't even cover the gas I used to go to the store to buy the twine to tie up the bundles.
It sounds like you're working for your car. Simplify, man.
But Paradox Interactive was not done yet. For the over 5-year-old Crusader Kings 2, there is a new DLC coming up called Jade Empire. It introduces
China
into the game, but not as you would expect.
China.
It's not a playable faction or even a country on the map, no.
China.
It's a faction off-screen, and you get a shiny new screen where you can interact with.
I love them. China.
Becoming the tributary, use them for protection, reap some benefits from your relationship with
China. I have to have my China.
But honestly, these two expansions, they seem kinda shallow to me, and not really worth the usual price. So, damn it, Paradox, you either step up your game, I mean literally, or you charge less for those expansions. You're still one of my favorite publishers, but your ice is getting thinner and thinner, and still, the news for strategy cracks just kept coming. The Guild 3 finally got a release date. Well, sort of. There is a early access date, which is the 26th of September. Officially, THQ Nordic stated that they want to integrate the players in the final stage of development. To what I say, bullshit. They just want to minimize the risk of overinvesting in the game, and they just want to see how much of the production costs they can get through early access and then also continuous DLC, well, let's call it support. DLC support. Although I kind of feel dirty now. Do you remember the times when games came to stores pretty much finished or completely broken, but the development did not depend on the end consumer to finance it?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
But that was not it for the strategists among us. Jurassic World Evolution was announced, where you can create your own Jurassic Park. And well, as it looks from the announcement trailer, you should actually keep your security tight, or your little dinos there are going to roam free across the island. Yeah, and that wouldn't be too good, I guess. Let's take a short break to look at the sexiest booth babes available at Gamescom 2017. Sexy. So, let's see what's going on consoles. Well, Xbox announced a special edition of the upcoming Xbox One X called Project Scorpio Edition. And it actually looks really cool. So if you want to buy one of those, well, you can't, because this limited edition was sold out on the very first day of its announcement. Sony also announced a limited edition PlayStation 4 in a nice Gran Turismo design, together with the game itself. But so far, this limited edition is not sold out as far as I know. Well, probably because this is just the slim version of the console, and as a true gamer, you go pro or you go home. And hope for crossplay across all platforms is not completely lost. At least not according to Aaron Greenberg, Microsoft's head of marketing, because, as he stated, they are talking for a couple of weeks now with Sony to make this a reality. But still, I would not really get my hopes up, because Sony won't change their minds so easily. Because as it stands right now, Sony has more to lose than to win from this. Sure, Sony puts up some bullshit excuse about some security risk and that they want to be able to guarantee quality and other marketing gibberish that is just not true. The real reason, in my opinion, is, well, let's take it for instance. You are, at the store and you want to decide what console you want to buy, but you know that most of your friends, or maybe all of your friends, are playing on PlayStation 4. Now, which console are you likely to buy? Exactly, you don't care about these console peasants and go ahead and buy a PC. Okay, seriously, if there is crossplay, and not only in one game but in general, well, then you can just go ahead and just buy the console that you personally want. Sure, as a gamer and consumer, that would be great, but as a business point of view, at the moment, not so much of a great idea. The only reason I could see that could make a difference now, and not only when a PlayStation 5 or a Xbox, whatever the stupid name they come up with, will come out in a couple of years, is bad press. If you bash PlayStation and Sony that they are consumer unfriendly, that might work. If you let everybody know that everybody is consumer friendly, letting everybody play together with everybody except for Sony, yeah, that could actually make a difference. And we know that this has a big impact on sales numbers and stuff like that. Am I right, Microsoft?
TV experience. TV. Sports TV.
But hey, nowadays, Microsoft has everything under control. Everything is cool because the Xbox One S is getting a vertical stance. Oh man, seriously, the Microsoft's, well, let's just call it the show before Gamescom, was a bit lackluster, and most things have been leaked anyways, and what they presented was more like neat gimmicks than actual reasons to buy an Xbox One X. Sure, there are over 100 games getting a specific Xbox One X update, but then again, it seems to me that Microsoft doesn't even try to climb up to the top. No, they actually seem to become accustomed to be the second place in the current race of currently most sold consoles on the market. They seem to embrace it, just trying a little bit, fighting here, kicking there and biting there, and that's it. But then again, I don't think that this is much of an issue, because while it looks like the Xbox is struggling compared to the PlayStation 4, I'm pretty sure that Microsoft is still making a good profit out of the console and is more prepared for the future and to get their system up and running and this whole universe they would like to create with the Xbox than just be bothered with the state right now. But seriously, the lack of games that speak to the gamer's heart, so the console says,
I'll do it!
There are just a few on the Xbox. Anyways, let's talk about VR. By the way, also I think not available on Xbox, but then again, this is kind of okay since VR is still not on the brink of getting the same fate as 3D. Bethesda finally named the dates of their games. First, Fallout 4 VR will come exclusively for the HTC Vive on the 12th of October. And as it looks right now, it seems to be like an actual HTC Vive exclusive, because Skyrim VR is coming on the 17th of November on PlayStation VR, but is also already confirmed to come for HTC Vive in the year 2018. While on Fallout 4, there was no talk about PlayStation VR. So seriously, this is getting really crazy with the exclusives and what to buy and what not to get. It's damn it! How is the end consumer about to make a decision on what VR system he's supposed to buy? You're making it so confusing, stupid bullshit. Anyways, everything is quite clear with the Doom VR, because it is coming on the 1st of December for HTC Vive and PSVR. THQ Nordic announced BioMutant, some freaky open world RPG where you play a Kung Fu panda. Not really much of a panda, more like a fox or a raccoon or something like that. But Kung Fu is actually the right word, and it's also post-apocalyptic. Damn, this game is really bizarre, and I like it. There are a lot of machines that you can use, and you fight other animals with your sword on your back. And seriously, this game is all over the place, but then again, I really kind of like it. Also, the whole game does not appear to be like a full over-the-top AAA production, but it's also not really like an indie game. It's a mixture like that. It's very interesting. And there's also another game that I would like to see more in the coming months, especially better characters and faces, because Shenmue 3 came back alive again with a new trailer at Gamescom, and well, it really looks like there are some puppets from a horror movie as characters in the game. I mean, this is so disgusting. Really. Okay, the game was delayed to later next year, so there's still quite some time to improve all that, and the rest of the trailer was actually quite alright. Personally, I never played any Shenmue games, so I'm mostly wondering if this game will become actually something great in the end, or if fan nostalgia just took over the hype train again for no reason whatsoever. And as always, we end the episode with something stupid, and this time it's Final Fantasy 15. Okay, if this is actually stupid or not, that is mostly up for you, but for me, all the following news are actually really weird. So first, Final Fantasy 15 is getting a Pocket Edition. Yeah, it is Final Fantasy 15 for smartphones, in a chibi look, where you have to pay for each of the 10 episodes, except for the first one, that's for free, but it doesn't matter. So I'm supposed that this is going to be the full game on consoles and also on PC in 2018, but just, with shitty graphics. Also, the game's producer somehow hinted that there's another version also coming for the Nintendo Switch, which will likely be somewhere between the high-def game and also the chibi crap for the smartphones. Because if they put that shit on the Switch, seriously, they can fuck off right away. Anyhow, I'm pretty sure we can all agree kinda that Square Enix is handling Final Fantasy, especially 15, really weird now, right? So now we also know why. Because it is intended. Instead of working on a full new Final Fantasy 15-2, for example, and spending millions of dollars and years on development, and meanwhile risking that the fanbase kind of forgets about the franchise, they just want to keep it in the minds of the people by publishing random bullshit about the game as soon as it's ready. That's confirmed by the producer of the game as well. Okay, maybe the last bit was a little bit over-exaggerated by me, but still. It seems that spending so much money on Final Fantasy 15, Square just somehow tries to squeeze out even the last penny out of it. And the best example that they actually push out any bullshit for Final Fantasy 15 is the upcoming Assassin's Creed DLC, which gives some clothes, some weird missions, and a festival of some sort. I mean, seriously, this is just no. At least this content is completely free, but still, just no. Anyhow, this is it for this game-breaking news. And man, actually gets more out of this Gamescom than I expected. Because like always, Gamescom is primarily used to actually give gamers and European journalists the chance to get their hands on some of the upcoming games. But we still got some nice new announcements and information. And that's really Alright, so thank you very much for watching and thank you for pressing that like button as well. Leave your thoughts on this year's Gamescom in the comments below, and I will see you next week with an all-new game-breaking news, where everything is going to be gaming business as usual.